college football playoff before we open the floor for questions.
Oh, yeah, I just want to say good morning. It's definitely a blessing to be here. Another opportunity for us to, like I said, last year be in the playoffs and compete for a spot in the national championship after this game. And if we, handle this, so it's definitely a great opportunity for us.
Our first question comes from Ryan Hennessy.
Thanks for the time. Just want to ask you during practice, you go up against a lot of good players on the offensive side of the ball, but Jameson Williams, you've been here a few years now. You've seen some receivers. I'm not asking you to kind of compare, but what makes him so special when you see him on the defensive side of the ball?
To me, he's a dog. Each and every play, he wants to win, no matter who he's going against. And I think he shows that mentality in the game as well. So you really see no fall off when you come to, his effort in practice in the game. He treats everything the same. And, I think, he really develops those great habits that he does in the game and practice. I mean, the world's just starting to see.
Next question comes from Tony Tsoukalis.
Hey, Christian, what have you seen from Cincinnati's tight end Wiley? Just what kind of challenge does he present in terms of, what he can do in the passing game?
I mean, I think, the tight ends are utilized very well in their scheme. They have very great players, all around their offense, not just their tight ends. So, they're all very disciplined in doing their job and executing their game plan. And, I mean, you see the success that they have from that. So, like I said, they're a very great team, and they'll present really good challenges for us.
Our next question comes from Mike Mursky.
Michael Mursky from the Next Network. Hey, Christian, you get to play for Nick Saban, and you get to be a defensive leader for the team. Can you take us through the Saban experience in the playoffs, especially with the role that you have?
It is a new season when you get to the playoffs. You start 0-0. It's when to go home. That's a mentality we got to have as a team. That's something, we really strive on, making sure everybody stays on the same page with. And, of course, playing for Coach Saban is great. It's a blessing. He's the greatest coach of all time. And, I love learning from him. Any moment, whether that's him correcting me, I love that because, at the end of the day, I know he's making all of us better, and that's what he wants for us. So.
Next question comes from Johnny Cogden.
Hey, Christian. Obviously, you've played in this defense for a while now, and you've gotten to play under Pete Golding. And he was telling us earlier this week, we don't have a ton of time to talk to him during the season, that he kind of just doesn't listen to the criticism. And he says if you're in this business long enough and you listen to criticism, you won't be in it very long. Do you and some of the guys on that defense, do you guys take that personal when you hear him catching heat on whether it be social media or fans on sports talk radio? And can you just talk about your relationship and playing for him?
I don't really pay attention to the external factors, the outside noise, whether they're criticizing him or not, or us or not. I mean, I know at the end of the day, Pete's a great coach, and, I trust him. I mean, I came in never playing this position before. And, throughout these 3 years, he's really done well with developing me and still doing so, even to this day. So, he's a great coach, and I really appreciate what he does for us.
Next question comes from A.P. Stedham.
Good morning, Christian. Christian, what have you seen from Cincinnati's offense that makes them slightly different than the teams you may have faced in your career?
I mean, I think all the teams are, pretty different in their own way. I think, Cincinnati is, like I said earlier, really good in being disciplined with what their game plan is, with their whatever their coach, calls for them. They do well with executing it. And like I said, you see their success from throughout the whole season, how efficient their offense is able to move, whether that's in the run and passing game, having a mobile quarterback to not just to be able to stand in the pocket, he can move around, extend plays. So, they have, a lot of threats all over the field, and it's, you got to make sure you're on all 10 toes and be ready.
Next question comes from Mike Rodak.
Christian, just how would you evaluate the season that you've had personally relative to any goals or expectations you might have set for yourself going into it?
Any season, I think this season right now, I'm really just focused on where we are right now for the Cincinnati game. I've had my ups and downs, but like I said, I think, coming together as a team, we've all came together at this point, and, we're locking in to get ready to, finish this off for the season. So, if we had a rough time in the season, we definitely are making it up.
Our next question comes from Carrie Osep.
Good morning, Christian. Thank you for taking the time. So from an outsider looking in, obviously you guys all come to Alabama for these experiences, but do you ever sit back and just think of how surreal that you're in this moment and the team is as dominant as it is year in and year out?
I mean, it is a truly a blessing. It is pretty cool to be able to go places and playing big games like this. But you can't let the moment be too big for you or act like you haven't been there before. At the end of the day, this isn't a vacation that we took. It's a business trip, and we got to come in every day and work like we do if we were staying at school to practice and prepare for a game like we do any other week. So I think just approaching it with more of a business mindset and understanding what's at stake, it really helps us out.
Our next question comes from Tony Sukulis.
Kind of on that note, though, what you guys are in the hotel room when football is kind of done for the day. What are you doing to unwind, to kind of let loose a little bit, maybe let off some steam?
I mean, we are really around the hotel, so playing the game or just chilling or watching film or getting your recovery in, getting some treatment. It's a lot of time for us to really bond with the team. Us, just being here a lot and being able to spend time with each other some more. So, that's really all I say we do.
And our final question comes from Michael Mursky.
Hey, Christian, could you talk a bit about Desmond Ridder, the Cincinnati quarterback? He's had a great year. Is there a way that you plan on containing him this week?
I plan on doing what Coach wants us to do, whatever my job is individually and whatever everybody else's job is, whenever that play is called, to execute whatever that is. So, he's like I said, he's a great player. He can extend plays. He can do it all, honestly. So, it's a lot of threats that he presents for us, and we got to be ready for it.
Is there any weaknesses you've discovered in his game?
He's a really great player. I know we got to execute Coach's game plan and be ready for the challenge that he presents for us.
Thank you.
Christian, thank you very much for joining us. Best of luck on Friday.
Thanks, Christian.